Hey guys, Napuki here. I'm sorry for not uploading the past couple of days. I've been trying to find stuff to make content on, and recently one of the developers from PRE, which is now also developing Jurassic Pixel, gave me something to make a video on. And so today we're going to be looking at that. I don't have so much to give you guys at the moment, but hopefully this is good, and hopefully guys you like it. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so one of the developers gave me a sheet, and it says here Jurassic Pixel Creature Ability Sheets, and this is by Pigoff, the developer, or one of the developers, and yeah, we'll read this, give my thoughts, you guys can give your thoughts in the comments, and alright, let's get into it. So here's the Velociraptor, so obviously its basic bite, or attack will be the bite with the left mouse click. Its right mouse click would be a lethal pounce, and the user grips onto the side of the victim, clawing into them, administering or administers good bleed. So from what I've learned about this ability based off their development posts is that yes, you'll be able to pounce, except it won't automatically attack. You'll have to left click after you've right clicked on a pounce. So for example, you right click, you pounce a Serato, you have to left click to do damage. It won't do it on its own, you have to click by yourself. So that's pretty cool for Velociraptor. I think I prefer that over the automatic pouncing. I feel like that probably helps you with your stamina a lot more management wise, so pretty cool. Next we got Gallimimus. It's gonna have a peck for its left mouse ability. For its right mouse ability, it's gonna be kick. The user is frozen in place and animation plays. Victims hit by this kick will receive heavy damage and minor bleeding. Um, Basically, Galley is gonna, you do this ability, your motion's completely stopped, and then I doubt it's for a very long time. It's probably an extremely quick kick. And for example, it hits a Velociraptor. That Velociraptor will be flung, and it'll ragdoll with bleed. So that's pretty cool. It obviously won't ragdoll bigger creatures, but you know. Next we got Serato. This one has a lot of abilities. Obviously left mouse is the bite, right mouse is lacerating graze. This user gains a small speed buff for the duration of the attack animation. User bites and tears, restoring hunger and administering heavy bleed and are administering heavy bleed and 1 times damage. I have not seen this attack, so I don't know how it is, but I would assume that when you do this attack, it's like a how would I say this? Like obviously you get a speed boost, so you're able to run quicker, and I'm probably during that time. And during that time you have that speed boost, you do heavy bleed, and then I guess you get restoring hunger. So I don't know if this is something where you have to left click while doing it, or it'll attack on its own, but it's pretty cool. Next is Chuff. This will be for space. The user plays a continuous looping animation. Right mouse button is replaced by excruciating impact, full body headbutt, same victim sizes are ragdoll, and the user receives a defense buff. In turn, the user is prohibited from sprinting. So basically, you get pounced, someone's near your head, you use this ability. Not can you only attack them with your normal attack, you'll be able to ragdoll them with this ability. Um, it's also more of a like a defensive ability. So instead of being so offensive, say for example, you need that extra defense, right? You don't want to take so much damage. You do this ability, and you can just ragdoll anything your size and under while probably doing some good damage. So that's pretty cool. Next is Baryonyx. Obviously, they'll bite for the left mouse. Right mouse is devastating grip. I've not, haven't learned about this at all, but I'm going through this for the first time, like you guys are. So this devastating grip, the user is slowed slightly as they grip onto victims or similar or smaller size. User is slowed for the entirety of the attack, and water activation lunges the user forward, and there is no speed decrease. So I don't know if this is something where you do damage when you grip, but obviously it's a latching ability, so you're going to keep that person with you or near you. I don't know if it's where you grab them and you're able to do like some type of attack during the duration of that grab. I don't know how much stamina it'll drain, but it's pretty cool. We got Carno, obviously left mouse is the bite. Right mouse is ravaging. The user receives increased speed for a short duration and will administer heavy damage and ragdoll to victims touched during the charge. User is incapable of turning during ability activation. Okay, so this is basically you need to aim it, you hit the button, go straight, you can't turn, and you do heavy damage ragdoll victims touched by the. Okay, yeah, so you'll ragdoll anything I would assume, and you'll do heavy damage to anything. The only downside is that this will have to be a skill ability, so you would obviously need to learn how to aim it. That's pretty cool though. Being able to ragdoll, I think it's ragdoll anything, and obviously being able to do that, you have to learn how to aim it. It's pretty cool. Next we got Stego. Its left mouse is obviously the goring tail whip, or just a tail whip. Goring's pretty cool. The user is frozen in place and animation plays depending on camera direction. The user will attack in 4 different defensive directions. Landing a tail whip drains 35% sharpness. I'm not sure what sharpness is, but I guess this is also a defensive ability. It's since you'll be able to attack in 4 different defensive directions. It's cool. Right mouse button is hone. A small bar is present representing sharpness. Bar will drain a left mouse attacks. Wait, drain as left mouse attacks are landed victims. Right mouse will freeze the user in place as a tail sharpening animation is played, leaving the user invulnerable when the tail sharpened damage and bleeding are increased. Oh, okay. So basically, hone increases going tail whip, or basic makes it better, so you'll do more damage and bleeding. Okay, that makes sense. Next, we got para. Got a headbutt for the left mouse. Right mouse is nurturing bellow. The user lets out a call and animation plays. Both the user and its packmates of the same species will receive a health regenerating buff. So I guess this is more of a support for the herd of paras. You'll be able to help your team with health regeneration. So that's pretty cool. It's a para. Next we got trike or triceratops. We got the left mouse button, which is a horn stab. Right mouse is puncturing charge. After a short wind up, the user receives a speed buff and turn radius nerf. Any smaller victims hit are ragdoll flung and administers heavy bleeding damage. So I would assume this is just a basic charge where you get increased speed. You can't turn well, but the pros to not turning well is that you do good damage and bleed. So that's pretty cool. Next is Cataclysmic Slam. And this is for the space keybind. The user is frozen and an animation plays. A heavy stomp is unleashed, and victims in an AoE radius are knocked back. Smaller victims are ragdolled and flung. Heavy damage is administered. So this is more of a just crowd controls. For example, you have a whole bunch of Velociraptors on you. You can't hit everyone, right? With your normal attack, so you're going to do this, and it's going to get everyone around you ragdolled and do heavy damage. Probably one-shotting a lot of lower sized creatures. Next we got Rex, our Tyrannosaurus. Crushing Chomp, which is just basically a normal bite, I would assume. Right mouse is Slamming Barrage. The user is frozen and an animation plays. The same size victims and smaller hit by the bite are grabbed and slammed twice before being thrown. Victims larger than the user enter a quick time event where the user can take down the victim or be shaken off. So, I guess this is kind of like an AoE, or not an AoE, but anything in front of you, use this Slam Barrage. You'll be able to grab them, so basically you'll latch them, and you'll be able to throw them around. And I assume this is obviously for smaller creatures than you, or same size. Anything bigger than you, enter a quick time event where the user can either take down the victim or be shaken off. So I think this is more of a take down the victim. I guess it's like a kill animation almost, where you have to do the quick time event. Oh, wait, no. Hmm. I don't know. This is actually kind of confusing. So the larger victim will be able to either take you down or shake you off, or it's vice versa, where you take them down or they be shaken off. Either way, still sounds like a pretty cool ability. Can't wait to see that. Then we got Spino or Spinosaurus. Get the left mouse bite. Right mouse is maiming slash. The user executes a devastating direction claws fight based on your camera direction. Claws have a white trail as they swing. Small victims are ragdolled and flung and administers heavy bleed and 1.25 times damage. So I would assume this is just increased damage and small creature control. You just ragdolling and flinging them. It's probably harder to hit since it's on your arms. You would have to be kind of directly on top of someone, I would assume. Unless there's a hitbox in front, but other than that, sounds pretty cool. Then we got Mutilating Guillotine from the space key button. The user is frozen and the animation plays. The user bites down and swings its arm down. If a victim is an apex under 35%, the user and victim enter a quick time event. Should the user win, the victim will be killed instantly. If the victim is a non-apex asset, at heavy bleeding and 1.5 times damage is administered. Basically an execution ability for anything that's an apex or probably your size, which I think is pretty cool. But then I would also believe that it'll put that victim into a quick time event where they can get out of that execution. Um, and obviously for anything smaller, you'll just do heavy bleeding and ton of damage, 1.5 times damage. So yeah, that's pretty cool. These are all the abilities for Jurassic Pixels, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that. Not sure what else I'll be able to make videos on recently until these games come out, like PRE and stuff. I was thinking about doing Dinosaur Simulator. If you guys like that idea, tell me down in the comments. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.